Did you know that the Wangho or the Yellow River in China is called the cradle of Chinese civilization, as well as China's sorrow? This is because this river basin is the birthplace of the northern Chinese civilizations, and during the early times it was a very prosperous region. However, because the river causes frequent and devastating floods, it has earned the name China Sorrow. Floods like those caused by the Wangho often cause great losses to life and property. Let's learn more about floods, their causes, and methods to deal with them. Floods occur when land gets submerged underwater due to various causes like excessive rain, overflowing rivers, increase in water in reservoirs, cyclones, tsunami, sea tides, and melting of glaciers. Floods caused by cloudbursts, bursting of dams, or tsunamis are called flash floods. Many countries of the world are prone to floods. Every year, vast swaths of land are inundated by floods in India, China, and Bangladesh. In India, the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, West Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa are prone to floods. The deltas of Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri, and the river basins of Narmada and Tapti are also considered to be flood-prone. Floods can lead to huge loss of life and property. Flooding damages crops, and this leads to a shortage of food. In addition to food, there is also a shortage of drinking water because the sources of fresh water get contaminated by the flood water. This, in turn, can cause epidemics. Often, flood waters wash away railway lines and roads. While floods can cause severe damage, it is heartening to know that in many cases, we can get an advanced warning that enables us to take necessary steps to limit the damages. Any flood is preceded by a threat period known as the probability period. This allows the authorities to issue warnings and plan evacuation. For example, prior to floods, there is persistent rain and the floodplains begin to receive extra water that the channels cannot hold. Dams that are about to burst give warnings in the form of cracks that appear on its surface. In India, the Central Water Commission has 132 forecasting stations in the country that cover all interstate flood-prone rivers. Over 6,000 forecasts are issued annually. In addition to issuing early warning, we can take other steps before a flood occurs to mitigate the damages done by this natural disaster. Mapping of major rivers, their floodplains and basins is the first step towards limiting flood damage. Next is the construction of artificial embankments like dikes and levees to divert flood water. Stream behavior should also be studied for charting of rivers and other water bodies. Artificial reservoirs should be built with sluice gates and sandbags should be used to block the flow of water. Low grounds or viaducts can be created to carry water in a certain direction or underground. Trees should be planted in the catchment areas to stop soil erosion. In case of an impending flood, all attention should be paid towards the safety of dams. Encroachments of human settlements on riverbanks should also be prevented. Having seen what precautions we can take before floods, let's see what we should do when flood waters start rising. We should be aware of snakes and other poisonous insects and rush to high and safe places. After that, we should ensure that we have clean drinking water. We should not drive if water levels are rising in an area. We should also keep away from rivers, dams and bridges during floods, as they may give away any moment. The situation after a flood needs careful handling. The first thing that we should do is to clean and disinfect our houses. In case of any waterborne disease, we should get medical help. Also, we should help other people in need and cooperate with the authorities in cleanup and rescue efforts. It is not only humans who suffer as a result of flood. Animals too get affected. Injured or sick animals should be treated by veterinarians. We can motivate everyone to plant more trees to prevent floods. As we have seen, floods are deadly natural disasters that can greatly affect our lives. However, it is possible to be prepared in advance for this disaster and thus take timely steps to limit the damages.